Once upon a time, in a peaceful village near the mountains, there lived a young woman named Sarah. Sarah loved hiking and exploring the forests that surrounded her home. She dreamed of climbing the tallest mountain in the area, known as Eagle Peak. It was said that whoever reached the top would see the most beautiful view in the world. One day, Sarah decided it was time to fulfill her dream. She packed a small bag with food and water and set out on her journey. The first part of the hike was easy. The weather was perfect, and the path was clear. She walked through colorful meadows filled with flowers, enjoying the fresh mountain air. But as Sarah climbed higher, the trail became steeper, and large rocks began to cover the path. She stumbled several times, scraping her knees and hands. At one point, she tripped over a big stone and fell hard onto the ground. Frustrated, Sarah sat down on a rock and looked up at the towering peak. It seemed impossibly far away. Maybe this is too hard for me, she thought. Maybe I should just go back. Just as Sarah was about to turn around, an old man appeared from the forest. His face was kind and his eyes sparkled with wisdom. He noticed Sarah sitting on the rock and asked, "Why are you sitting here, looking so down?" Just as Sarah was about to turn around, an old man appeared from the forest. His face was kind and his eyes sparkled with wisdom. He noticed Sarah sitting on the rock and asked, "Why are you sitting here, looking so down?" The old man smiled gently. "Let me tell you something, Sarah. You see all these stones on the path? They're not there to stop you. They're there to teach you." Sarah looked confused. "Teach me? How can these stones teach me anything?" The man continued, "Every time you trip over a stone, you learn how to step more carefully. Every time you fall, you get stronger when you stand back up. The stones are part of the journey, not obstacles to stop you. If you keep walking, you'll become stronger and wiser with each step. And when you reach the top, the view will be even more beautiful because you earned it." Sarah thought about what the man said. She realized he was right. The stones weren't there to make her quit. They were there to help her grow. Feeling encouraged, Sarah stood up, thanked the old man, and continued her hike. This time, instead of seeing the stones as obstacles, she saw them as part of her adventure. She stepped carefully and learned from each stumble. The climb was still tough, but Sarah didn't give up. After hours of hiking, Sarah finally reached the top of Eagle Peak. The view was breathtaking. Snow-capped mountains stretched as far as the eye could see, and the sky was painted with colors of the setting sun. Sarah smiled, knowing that the journey, with all its challenges, had made the view even more beautiful. The old man's words echoed in her mind. The stones are part of the journey. And from that day on, Sarah never feared obstacles again. She knew they were just stepping stones to something greater. Moral: obstacles aren't there to stop you. They're there to help you grow. Keep moving forward and you can achieve anything.